this week has been intense for me, Derrick.
Why is that?
Like new console intense.
Ooh.
Remember how like when you first got your PlayStation 5 and you played like 68 games that week?
Yes.
Add Games Pass to that.
Oh, Games Pass Premium Plus.
Oh, that's right. The subscription is free, but you have to pay for the game. No, I'm just kidding. In this case, the subscription you pay for, and then the games are, yeah. So I thought I would take this time on my podcast, my gaming podcast, as it were, to discuss my experience with the Xbox Series X, what I like, what I don't like in comparison to my PS5 and my Switch. Why not? Yeah, I've pretty much had the Xbox all week. I ended up picking it up on Saturday, so like the day after we recorded last week. So I've had it since last Saturday. Ooh. And overall, I really like it. I played a ton of games on Games Pass. We'll talk about that here in a few on what we're playing. There are some pros and some cons. Here's some stuff I did not like about it. We'll just start off with the bad.
Okay. All right.
Headsets. None of the headsets I have work with the Xbox. Not my earbuds.
Stop.
I swear to God. 2 different earbuds and 2 different headsets. One of them's in Turtle Beach. None of them work. And I like went online and they're like, yeah, some shit doesn't work with Xbox Series X. Figure it out. And then I go and I look at the best headsets and like the cheapest one's like $75. And I'm like, shit, dude.
Right. I got amiibos to buy. This is ridiculous.
Right? Exactly. But the thing is, it's just Xbox is probably going to be where I play a lot of multiplayer because a lot of other people that I know that have Games Pass, like, you know, they put a lot of multiplayer games on Games Pass. And it's just easy. If you and a friend group has Games Pass, there's no excuse not to play like a new multiplayer. I need a headset, damn it. So that's annoying. I don't like that. They're still doing the batteries for the controller thing.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, Xbox?
They must own some battery company or something.
Yeah, they're in bed with Duracell for sure. Because that's what it came with. It came with 2 Duracells.
Oh, yeah. That's what it is then.
I'm like, you motherfuckers. So, and of course, with the amount of games that I played, like my first couple of days, the battery almost died. Like, especially Forza 4. Oh, my God. The battery was just like, I'm done. So I had to order like a rechargeable battery pack for the Xbox Series X. Shouldn't have had to do that.
Right.
The last thing I would say as far as the things I didn't like about the Xbox, aside from something it just lacks, it doesn't have that SSD. So the load times, while not long traditionally, are not short either. They're just the load times you would normally expect from gaming, from game to game. Right? Some are good, some are not. So it has the disadvantage of that. Graphically, I haven't seen much of a difference, but I haven't been playing those graphics pushing games yet. And to be honest, my eyes, I don't know. I did play, it's not a game I'm going to mention later. I played a little bit of the upgraded version of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I did it on 60 frames, and that was cool.
Cool.
It had 60 frames, and it looked great. So the last thing, its version of sleep mode, which we talked about in a previous episode, how it drains so much power if you leave it in this particular mode. It's not easily accessible. When you first set up your Xbox, it asks you if you want to have that mode on or not. And I chose not because I didn't want it to drain so much power, even though I do shut things off at night, just throughout the day, right? Mm-hmm. And what I noticed is if I want stuff to download in the background, when I go to shut off the Xbox, there's no option to put it in sleep mode. I'd probably have to go back in the settings, toggle that mode on, and then shut it off and let it do its thing. And I don't really like that. With the Xbox
design choice.
I don't know why it's just not on the power off menu like it is for PlayStation. Xbox One had a cool thing, which it still wasn't as smooth as PlayStation 4, but with Xbox One, if you just shut it off, it automatically went into sleep mode. That was its default. But if you held the power button for 5 seconds, it would completely shut down. Mm-hmm. And once I learned that little ditty, that was just what I did. I didn't have to go in a menu or anything. I just knew however long I held the power button is the type of power I'm going to shut down, right? I still think the menu is better, but at least it was quick to access. With the Series X, having to go into another menu to update a setting every single time I want to shut it down, whether I want it to go in sleep mode or not, considering how many games I had to download this week, because I pretty much had to download everything, I don't like it. Man. So that's all the bad stuff out of the way, okay? Here's the good stuff.
Games Pass.
Games Pass is definitely a good thing. So for $1 right now, and then $15 a month starting sometime in August, I'll have my Xbox Gold subscription, online play, and the free games every month. Still getting that, plus access to the EA's Games Pass and the Xbox Games Pass. So all the EA games and a bunch of Xbox games, and I could just download and play whatever I want. That's great.
Sweet.
And it's much better and more robust than PlayStation Now, just from what's offered. I mean, we talked about it recently on Gamer Friends. 27 of the 30 games discussed at E3, day one Games Pass.
Yeah.
That's insane. PlayStation ain't fucking with that at all. Right?
I don't know anyone who uses PS Now.
Yeah, I don't either. Because who cares? You know what I mean? Right. So there's that. Spotify integration. I don't think this is a thing that PlayStation does, but Xbox does do it because of the whole Blades and the Windows system that they have. I did this with Forza Horizon 4 this week, where I downloaded Spotify and logged in on my Series X, and then I switched over to Forza, and then when I pushed, the Xbox button in to get my Blades up, it literally had a slider from Spotify to the game volume that I could move so I could adjust how loud Spotify was versus my game. So nice. I tweaked my Forza settings to have focus on the sound effects in the car, and I turned the Forza radio off, and then I slid the Spotify to where it sounded like my radio, and boom, I had my custom radio while I was driving around. It was fucking awesome. It was the best integration of that old-ass idea we've had since the original Xbox. But it was the best implementation of it. And again, if I found that the songs were too loud or I could just quickly go on the menu and adjust by like 5% either way on the fly. It was mwah. Love that.
You'll make me get it.
Quick resume on multiple games, even if I shut the Xbox down. It somehow holds a part of the loading on games, multiple games, mind you. Like I had up to 5 on quick resume at one time. I don't know what the limit is. So that way, when I went to select that game, because I played it recently, I just hopped right in wherever I was, like at the pause menu or whatever I was doing. So it's like how you can put a single game in sleep mode on PS5 or PS4, but you can do it for multiple games on the Series X.
All right. Okay, yeah. Microsoft. All right.
PS5 was talking that shit like they would do it too, but you and I both have one. They do not do that.
Yeah.
You can do one game. That is it. Good luck. So... The ease of getting my profile over was a lot better. You know how much of a pain of an ass it was to move your stuff from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5? You had to have them both turned on and be on the same network. And then that whole kerfuffle with Final Fantasy VII Remake and moving that data over and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
With Xbox, as soon as I turned it on, it was like, if you want, you can download this app on your phone and it'll get everything. It'll just find your profile. It'll connect with your current Xbox on your network. And boom, you'll have all your shit moved over. And they were right. It took me mere minutes. And it had access to all my previous Xbox shit that I had from my Xbox 360 days, what little I did on the Xbone, all of it was there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I could start downloading any of those games immediately if I wanted to, and I could import settings if I wanted to, all that good stuff. So that was great. The last thing I thought was really cool, PlayStation does not do this at all, to my understanding, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Nintendo does it a little bit. Nintendo has a thing where if you buy a game, you get those rewards points. You get your gold points, which is money off future games. Not much. You buy a $60 game, you get 60 points, 60 gold coins, which is like $1 off. Or something, right? With the Xbox, the more you play, you just get these rewards points, and it'll give you a notification when you gain them, either from playing so many Games Pass games to getting achievements, and then getting so many in a certain period of time or whatever. I was continuously accruing rewards points, and I went in to look at the gifts, and it's like swag and gift cards and shit. And I can actually set it to automatically purchase a $10 gift card once I get enough points. And I was like, do that, please.
So it's basically, when Xbox 360 came out with achievements, everybody was like, I should be able to spend these points on something that I'm getting. They shouldn't just be, just to look at.
Yeah, so I remember hearing about that, yeah.
Yeah, so now it looks like that's exactly what they're doing now. That's pretty cool.
They must have taken it to heart, because literally I'm getting paid to play video games.
That's pretty cool.
Now, again, I'm not getting a ton of money, but I'm getting more than what Nintendo gives you, and I'm getting more than what PlayStation gives you, because they give you nothing.
Zero. Nada.
You get no rewards for playing on PlayStation. And again, listeners,
pay for a game, you play.
If I am wrong, please correct me, because I've been playing on my PlayStation primarily for a long time, and I have seen no such rewards. Other than them being like, bro, do you want to pre-order this PlayStation 5? We are giving you priority. Thank you for that, by the way. Other than that, nothing. So that's me gushing about my Series X.